Welcome back to Adri's Farmhouse Kitchen. It is end of November. In this vlog, I would like to invite you to my kitchen for the next couple of days where we're going to cook and bake together. I'm going to give you clips from 3 days. Every single day we're going to make bread, sourdough yeasted sandwich bread. We're also going to make goat's cheese. We're going to make yogurt. I'm going to sort out the dried beans. I'm going to make dinner, sausage and mash with my spicy gravy, and also breadcrumbs. So if you're interested, you are welcome. I am tackling the bread. So what I usually do in the morning, I feed my sourdough starter with bread flour and lukewarm water, and I wait quite a good few hours until it peaks, rises. So when I know now the way I look at it when it's ready to use. So by then if I make sourdough bread, I usually just mix it with water and flour, but this time my sourdough starter wasn't so strong, so I've used a little bit of dried yeast and I've used honey, I've used a little bit of oil, I've also used bread flour and lukewarm water to make this absolutely gorgeous looking sandwich bread. Every single time it turned out delicious. I really enjoy growing beans, so I'm sorting them out now in little mason jars, and look how gorgeous they are looking. Good morning. It is 6:52, it's fairly early. I probably explained to you, but I really enjoy going to bed early and get up early just lately. It works for me. So because it's still dark outside, I can't go to do the chores, and I always find the little jobs. What I usually enjoy doing, I edit my videos in the morning before I go out. This morning I have decided to tackle the bean harvest. These beans been drying now in a conservatory on a table for a while now. They bone dry. So what I'm doing now, I'm putting them in these all different sizes mason jars. The reason I'm using different sizes, first of all, whatever is available. Second, how much of each variety of beans I've got. So I am doing this at the moment. I haven't got much to do now, and we can actually take all these beans to the pantry. It's a very good protein source to our diet all year round, growing your own beans. On my climate in England, it's very easy to grow beans, and over the years I've been experimenting growing all different varieties purely because they lush, and I love the huge foliage, especially the way I grow the beans on my arch trellis, and they've all got different flowers. Obviously the insects love it, and it's just such a good quick grower. You can eat beans, especially different varieties like runner beans, as quite young beans, the whole bean. But for the winter storage, what I do, I like to dry the beans inside. We done plenty of the green beans, French beans, canned. In the past I freeze dried, I put it in a freezer, so it's all sorts you can do with it. So, but I like all these different varieties. I think they're just looking so cool. So that's my first job of today. I would like to show you the bread we've made yesterday. I had a busy day, so I couldn't film it how I really wanted to. But look, this bread, just looking fantastic. I've been making the sandwich bread now I think this is my 4th one this week. We really enjoyed eating it as French toast, what I've showed you, and just with the pasta dishes I've made, just put some butter on it and just have it as a condiment part of the meal. And the reason I've been doing another 2 again, one, I would like to use it as breadcrumbs because I've run out of breadcrumbs, homemade breadcrumbs, And I really like to have that on hand, especially now Christmas coming, for the stuffing. If I make burgers, you know, or toppings, most importantly for fried, like schnitzel, like a fried chicken, turkey, fried cheese. So it's just nice to have on hand. Another thing I have decided to do on this day, making mayonnaise. I absolutely love making our own homemade mayonnaise. I'm making mayonnaise now for so many years, I can't even remember. So I usually like to use vegetable or sunflower oil. You know, I have tried with healthier oils, but the taste is just not the same. So I still haven't found another alternative. So today I'm using vegetable oil. I'm going to add egg, bit of salt, and some mustard. Sometimes I use mustard powder, sometimes I use fresh mustard. I've used fresh mustard today. I'm also adding a little bit of lemon juice and my apple cider vinegar. And honestly, every time it just turns out delicious. In the meantime, I've just strained and put away the milk, but I'll just brought into the house from Juniper. We're milking her every single day. And look, it literally takes like 30 seconds to make this mayonnaise with the immersion blender. So easy. I just have a little quick taste, but I know it is gonna taste delicious. So I probably make mayo every week. If I make a larger quantity, I use sometimes ferment liquid, and it lasts longer in a fridge. In this morning, I was craving for something really yummy. From holiday, I had masuni every single day. So masuni, it's a Maldivian breakfast, includes tuna. So I found a jar of tuna in a cupboard. So I have decided to have with the fresh mayonnaise what we've just made, a bit of salt and pepper, and a lovely sandwich bread. I've also put a couple of slices of our goat's cheese, and let me tell you, it was delicious. Both me and Al absolutely enjoyed it. So yeah, I think we had it for couple of days. Yeah, honestly, so good. Okay. Bread making day again. So I am making bread again the same way. Lukewarm tap water, bread flour. I am guilty of not measuring things, so I usually get away with it, and this is the day when I'm not measuring, so I'm just literally eyeballing all the ingredients. I like to use this little handy tool to mix the bread, flour, and the lukewarm water. Next, I am adding the sourdough starter. Now it's ready. Can you see? It's nice and fluffy. It risen lovely. I'm adding some salt, and I'm going to add some active dried yeast to my mixture and just mix it together until it nicely combines. For sweet, I'm sweetening it with raw honey from our apiary, and I'm going to just add like a little bit, maybe a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. And this bread, it's kind of no-knead bread. Honestly, I only make sure that all the ingredients are well combined, nice and sticky dough. I just usually spray with either avocado oil or just put a bit of extra virgin olive oil in the bottom of my glass dish or top of the dough and just cover it with shower cap. Today I have decided to add a bit more flour, probably it was too sticky for my liking, but honestly it turned out delicious. And if I need a quick bread, I know this always turns out good. I'm just adding the olive oil now, and soon everything comes nicely together. I just leave it to it. I go back to it maybe every hour, couple of hours, and I do a stretch and fold before I grease or spray a bread pan and just lay it in there. But you know, I'll show you in a minute. Okay, my next job is on this particular day I am making yogurt. I've not made yogurt now for a while and I haven't got much milk, so I'm only making using 1 liter of raw goat's milk. I boiled the milk and then I cooled it down to about 40-45 degrees before I haven't got fresh yogurt culture, so I've added freeze-dried yogurt. It didn't turn out for my liking, a bit was more runny, but because whatever I'm gonna use it for, it's gonna be perfect. I've just showed you I'm using up all the pumpkins now what we grow this season, and I bake it, and I'm going to give this to our animals, chickens, turkeys, goats. So this is a perfect way to use our pumpkins. So I'm just putting the freeze-dried yogurt culture to my milk, what's cooled down now for 45 degrees Celsius, and I've just put it in an Instant Pot for 8 hours. And we do the next job tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I've measured out the milk. So I've got about 4 liter milk in this pot, and I'm going to heat this up to about 86 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit before I take it off the stove, and we're going to add a rennet. Today I am using animal rennet. In like about a small cup of water, I've added just less than a quarter of, maybe just an over 1/8 of a teaspoon of animal rennet, and I poured it all over that milk, and I'm going to stir it nice and evenly a good few times, and then I stop the motion of that milk and just leave it to it for about 35 minutes before we do the next step. I am getting ready the bread pan now. I'm using avocado spray. I spray it nicely evenly all over until up to the rim of that bread pan, and I'm just doing a stretch and fold on this sandwich bread. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on the top and just leave it to it. My next job is start on tonight's dinner. I am going to make sausage and mashed potato with spicy gravy. I took a sausage out this morning from the deep freezer, and I'm just going to put it in a roasting oven for about 20 minutes, turn it halfway through. Using our homegrown potatoes, I peel it, wash it, cut it, put about a teaspoon of salt in the water, and I'm just going to leave it to it until it's nice and soft so I can easily put the knife through it. Half an hour later, I am ready to cut the curd. As you can see, it's beautifully jellified, that milk. So this is a very nice, I'm going both way and putting it back on a stove. So I've decided to put the pan with the potatoes in the simmering plate, but then I realized I need to do the milk. So actually it was a good idea, because I'm now going to put it on a boiling plate. That means it's gonna take less time, and I can make the cheese at the same time. So within about 30 minutes, I'm going to heat up this curd now for 100 degrees Fahrenheit, because I cannot adjust the heat on my agar. I just push it on, pull it back. I don't want to reach too quick the 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But as soon as it reached within about 30 minutes, I take it off, leave it to settle for about 5 to 10 minutes while the curd's healing, and then we're going to do the next step. The next step is what I haven't showed you, but I pour some whey off, put some tap water back, put it back on a stove, bring it back within few minutes back to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and I leave it there for another 20 minutes. I don't have to stir it then all the time, just maybe every 5 minutes. And when that's done, then we're going to strain it. So I am straining the cheese and putting it back to the pan. This is the time when you can flavor it. Today I have decided to use up some seasoning and some salt, give it a little massage, squeeze as much whey out of it as possible. And I've put it, instead of the cheese press, I'm just using cheesecloth. Such an easy, straightforward way. And you don't need to use any more kitchen gadgets. And I'm just leave it there in a sink, just over the sink in a jug for overnight. And the next day we have got a lovely homemade goat's cheese. So that's what I just do with the cheesecloth, and just put that wooden spoon in it like that, and that's going to hang on top of that jug. And that's it. It's super easy and very simple. I'm just doing a little tidy up, washing up, and getting ready the bread to go to the oven. As you can see, nice and bubbly, a bit sticky, so I need to put some oil on my hands, and then it's become suddenly very easily workable. So I'm just doing the last little fold, and I fold the dough to that bread pan, nicely sprayed. Make sure all the corners are evenly covered in each corner of that bread pan, and I'm leaving it for about a good hour until it rises right up to that rim of that pan before we're going to put it to the oven. I am ready to make the mashed potatoes now. The potatoes are nice and soft, so I'm adding a bit of goat's milk. I'm going to add salted butter, salt and pepper, and that's it. Give it a good mash, and simple and delicious. Oh, I have decided to add a little bit of garlic powder for extra flavor by the looks of it. So that's ready now. Sausage, I'm going to put it in an oven in a minute now, and then I'm ready to make the spicy gravy. For the spicy gravy, I've just literally made this up. I'm using my jalapeno candy, cowboy candy jar. I needed Alan's help to open the barbecue sauce, and then I'm using green tomato chutney. So probably about an equal amount of each. I blitzed together with immersion blender, and it is delicious. Although it was a little bit too spicy. So for my liking, it was a little bit too spicy. It was delicious, though, I have to admit. But next time, probably I would put a little bit less cowboy candy. Next, we are making the breadcrumbs. So I slice the sandwich bread. I just leave it on my agar. It dries out within, honestly, 3 to 4 hours. And our homemade breadcrumbs is just right there ready. Usually keep it in a mason jar, sometimes in a cupboard, sometimes in a fridge, and just use it up in upcoming weeks. Okay, the sausage is now ready. I'm taking those out now, and we can put the bread in. It is dinner time, so I'm going to dish up. I'm going to plate on our beautiful Christmas plates some of the mashed potatoes, 2 sausages each, and our spicy gravy. And let me tell you, we really, really enjoyed dinner tonight. It was absolutely delicious, friends. And I am ready to put the bread in. It's getting a bit later now. So after we've enjoyed our dinner, I baked that bread. It turned out really, really nice. I've just let it cool on a cooling rack until it's bedtime, and just before we go to bed, I'm just going to put it in a zippy plastic bag, and that's how I store it. As you can see, that bread dough risen right up to that top. So I know this is gonna turn out really, really lovely. It will gonna risen a little bit higher, but look at this. It turned out perfect, honestly. And this bread, it's so good on, you can toast it, you can put just simply butter on it or jam. we've made absolutely delicious French toast with it. You can make it like fried bread, honestly anything. This is the next day now, so I am feeding the sourdough starter, making myself a cup of coffee. Also, I'm making tea as well and planning my day ahead. So by the looks of it, it's another bread making day. I'm not gonna show it to you, but I'm really enjoying making bread every day lately. So if it's any leftover, I'm either breadcrumbs or I'm going to freeze it. I just love my dogs, you know, especially Sunday. It's always following me everywhere, whatever I do. But yeah, so last night when Instant Pot finished, I put the yogurt in the fridge, and this morning I'm just going to make overnight oat. So I'm putting the jumbo oats, green gage and some cinnamon to it, and flavoring with the chocolate sauce I've made. Okay, I need to find a way I'm gonna store this oat. This will last us forever. Okay, the yogurt is now ready. So I've got yogurt what we made last night, cinnamon, green gate jam, and that dark cocoa powder, chocolatey coffee creamer, because I've put some condensed milk, so, and the jumbo oats, and that can go back to the freezer now. Fridge. The sausage and mash was really good, and then we had that with mashed potato and my spicy gravy, what turned out really well. I blitzed the cowboy candy, barbecue sauce and some green tomato chutney together, all homegrown, homemade, and it was really spicy, but it was delicious. The cheese, I know it's gonna be amazing. This is probably gonna be our Christmas cheese now. I probably will make one more, but we haven't got much milk now. We're only having about a liter-ish a day, and I like to give out a little bit for the cats as well. They really enjoy it. So yeah, yogurt's good, bread amazing. I am in fact making another one. So we've just done the sourdough starter. I'm gonna have my cup of coffee now. The tea is ready. I'm gonna do some editing. The next vlog, it's probably gonna go to the garden now. In fact, today I'm planned to go to the garden, but that's gonna be the next vlog. Excuse me. We need to do some tidying up there and some harvesting. So if you're interested, you are very welcome. I'll hope you have a wonderful day and see you back in December. Bye friends.